Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone's well. Tis the 22nd of June. I've been watching this closely, actually, and I very nearly took a trade there, actually. What I can see there is a channel down there, 2 legs up, and then another channel. Now I can see us getting down to here. There is liquidity levels down here, but the bottom of this measured move is here. Although it's going a little bit sideways, I can see it coming down there. And also possibly another leg down. So trouble is, it's only a first entry. I couldn't really class that as a lower high. I think lower highs are more sort of, a sort of more this really. That's sort of a leg down and a back. But so I left it really. And in the middle of this bit, the trouble is when you sort of jump in the market a bit early, I just think, sometimes I think I prefer to wait for a little while and just settle. But it would have made 2 points, I think, but I think it's coming down here. We are about 4 minutes away from the open. So, but no, I expect that to come down at least to the bottom of the range, but more likely pick up these liquidity areas and play out that measured move. But I think there's quite possibly, from what I can see, a leg down, a couple of legs up, another leg down. So we'll see. So what's how you doing, buddy? What else we got in? Brick, how you doing, mate? SW Blaze, good morning, everyone. JP, good afternoon. David, GM, that'll do, that's better. Good morning. I missed an Indy, how you doing, buddy? I took that double top measured move, double top. You got about up here, did you? I took the double top measured move and retested yesterday's lows. Oh, up here. I see what you mean. Yeah. I think, was I here? I don't think I was. I've only been here about 15-20 minutes. I literally just I drew that and I saw this pull back there and I thought, so I didn't get there early enough. Groll Daddy, how you doing? So let me just get rid of this because it's just again a bit untidy now. Leg down. See, this is a channel. Trouble is, it's only really touched it twice now. It's breaking it, so it's hard to know. But I think we may possibly have something like that. Maybe just a slightly wider channel. Couple of legs of correction and another leg. It's a bit early though, that's the problem. You start messing around too early, you can get caught out. I think that looks okay, actually. Let's just get rid of that. Oh, that's a bit better. Okay, so touch. Yeah. Trouble is, you can adjust these so many different ways to make them fit, can't you? So that's technically a failure, but I don't know. Yeah, almost an hour ago. Yeah, I wasn't here then. But yeah, it makes sense. Yesterday, I don't tend to put stuff for yesterday's lows unless it's below here. But maybe I should. Because it obviously clearly plays a part there. There's no argument there. There's clearly sort of support and resistance, isn't there? So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna incorporate something to include yesterday's lows if they're higher, because that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I mean, it touched multiple times there, and twice there. Makes sense. Anything really that gives me an extra little bit of an indication of what markets might do. But we had sort of a leg up, didn't we, in a break and another leg up, and then we got a leg down. I did really look at this. And the trouble is, when it's still early really, it's come off the bottom, it hasn't hit the bottom, and it's only really hit the bottom once. So sometimes I just get a bit nervous. I mean, we might just have a break and a new low, and then it goes up, you know what I mean? And I get trapped. If it hit it a few more times, then I may get into that one, but it would have just made 2 points, I think, depending on where you put it. Actually, no, it wouldn't have done. Oh, sorry, wrong place. Try that again. So, Yeah, I think you'd have squeezed. I mean, I usually drop mine in on the bottom when it triggers. If you'd have got in at the bottom or less, then you'd have been okay. But look at this. What's going on here? Okay, that's fine. Let's forget that. That's out anyway. Trouble is, you've got to be careful if you adjust this too much because it can get you into trouble, can't it? Okay. Market's officially open, so I would say, based on what I can see, this would likely come down. But I've took shorts like that before, and it starts going up. That's what makes me a little bit nervous too early on in the market. Let's see if that stops out. If that gives us a lower high, then I may take that.
Order submitted.
Let's be careful. If that gives us a lower high and breaks below there, then I think that might interest me. It's not going to, is it? No. Maybe this time. Ooh, it's a tricky one, this, isn't it? Ooh, that's moving quick. Ooh, no, I'm staying out of that, I think. Yeah, I'm staying out of that one. It's a bit congested. It looked like it was going to come down. If it finished on its low there, I might be interested, but it started rocking and rolling a bit. It is coming down a little bit, so I do expect it to come down, but trouble is you can get trapped there. You might be safe if you're above there. That's my experience. A lot of times when it does this, it might stop these early ones out, but usually that first swing usually stays safe. There's your failure there. So I'm so tempted, but it is congested. We had a break. We got one strike, twice, failed. I think that is probably okay, but it is congested, so I think the safer option. Now, when I see this and it comes down at an angle, it usually works. We'll see if it breaks that low. If it breaks that low, I think it's going to come down, but it's just too congested for me, and I think a lot of the time, sometimes when I first start trading, you got the old nerves going and that, and sometimes I can get a bit trigger happy. If I think if it breaks there, it'll come down, but okay, straight away I've lost my confidence in it because it's broken, but then it's in fact, I'm just wondering whether that can actually be a bigger so hard, isn't it? Could be something larger, that. Bit too early though. Trouble is it could smash straight through this lot. I dare say there's some shorts there. There's probably some there. Having said that, it hasn't triggered. Maybe the failure that's triggered. So I'd say there's stops there and there. I've got a feeling they'll be okay, but I think they might get stopped out. Let's have a look. Okay, good decision to stay out of the game there. Clearly congested. Penguin says you can trade congestion only if you know what's going on. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Because sometimes there is a little bit of congestion, but it's still clear to me. And those ones I'll go for. Okay, so if you took that failure, you got stopped out. Let's see if I was right about this one. A lot of the times, you're okay here. I've seen it happen, come down like this, and it comes out and stops one or two out, but forgets that initial swing. So let's see. Yeah, that's actually important. It's an important comment, that would. Because a lot of the times there is a bit of congestion, but that it's still clear. And I think after a while, when you're in trade a while, I think you just know, don't you? So yeah, good point that. So let's see what happens here. But you see what I mean about that? I mentioned that a couple of minutes ago. A lot of the times it'll stop out that failure, but that one's safe. The first push, certainly safe enough to come out now if you wanted to. But with this break, there's a little channel here as well. I'd be inclined to come out for a point there, I would. Because it's coming down a little bit, but what it's also doing is this. So sometimes I miss these. I put this in, and I'm that focused on here that I think, well, hold on a minute. You know, I might be thinking, oh, we're okay going here, but it's what, as well as doing that, it's going sideways. So if I took that initially, I'd be inclined to get out of that. I do think it's probably going to come down. But I hate getting into a trade when it goes like this. It's just not good for your nerves, is it? I think one more tick and I think we'll hit bottom then. Dre, how you doing, bud? First name isn't Doctor by any chance, is it? Just thought I'd check. Never had anybody famous on the stream. Not yet. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that for a minute because it's just confusing things. Yeah, see, if I was in that trade, as soon as that came down there, I'd get out of there. Rightly so, because it's not good for your nerves. He didn't do a video last night, Penguin. He did. I hunted around for it. I couldn't see one. Surprisingly. Good morning. Sorry about all the cricket fuss. Don't worry about it, mate. I've gotten over it. That's the thing I like about cricket. We've still got another 4 test matches yet, so we can always come back. And at least that's the thing about football. Football, it's like 45 minutes. Well, UK football, it's 45 minutes each way. And there's such a lot of emotion in there. Whereas cricket, if you lose slowly. You sort of slowly get used to the fact that it's going to happen. But yeah, it was a tight game, actually. It was a very tight game. And yeah, there was a little bit of controversy with Stokes. Stokes declared with 2 wickets left and the best batsman in the world at the helm. Oh, crikey. That's the news then. Oh, no. What's caused that then, I wonder? Best batsman in the helm, so they should have just let him slog, but oh well. So, that surprised me. But it's clearly going sideways there, so we know not to trade that. It's dangerous, and there's a good enough reason why. So if you took that one or you took that failure, I mean, that looked tempting to me, to be honest with you. But they say, make sure you've got enough room to the lows. And that's you know, a good enough reason why. But I'm assuming it burst out there because there was some stops there. I'm assuming there was some there. There hadn't hit until there, and as soon as it hit that and that, it pushed up about 3 points or so. So that would make sense. He took 2 wins and a loss, the same short as you. Which one was that? Yes, I can't remember now. Mate, I'm 54 now. That's from a couple of days ago. I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Wins and loss MSU. In fact, you know what? I see a lot of his losses when he takes them on here because I get used to what he says now. He'll say, we've got a channel there. We make 2 attempts to go higher, failure. So he take so if we ever have those 2 attempts and that one triggers, it did last week. And I went, I bet the Penguin guy will take that. And he did. And he lost because that's what he does. He does the 2. But to be fair, I like Thomas Wade. I think he's a nice guy, but I rate the Penguin guy as a better trader. I see Thomas Wade, some of the ones some of the losses he puts seem quite rookie-ish in a way, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but they seem a little bit, you know, for someone who's been trading maybe did he say 8 years? I thought some of those he may not be you know, I think we have a bigger channel. I was just looking at that. I think some of those seem a bit rookie-ish, but yeah, possibly. But for me, the Penguin guy's a technical trader. He's very good at reading markets and market patterns. And if you look back over his video, he never has he has losses, but he never has a red day because obviously he goes 1-to-1. Yeah, exactly, 1-to-1, just as you typed it, 1-to-1 and 1-to-2. So he can pull himself out of a hole. But I was looking through his thumbnails, And I couldn't see a red day. So for me, if someone's having green days, and he tends to average per day around about the 4 to 6 points per day. Now that is amazing straight away. Even if I could 4 points, trading 2 contracts, that's $2,000 a week on one account. That's just 4 points a day. So, I give my right arm to be able to trade the way he does with the confidence, which is why I watch him a lot. It's just having that confidence. See, I sort of almost go 1-to-1 a lot of the times. A lot of the times the ATR tends to float around about the, 2. So realistically, 2.5 points. And that's where I tend to like my trades. Ideally, 2 to 3 points if I can, but 2 to 2.5. But obviously then he goes for a little bit more. In a lot of cases, it'll really come back. And it's having that confidence and belief in your trading to be able to let it come back and then push down. But I watch every video and I sometimes Max, I'll flip through some of them, just have a flick through. But his, I listen to what he's saying because I think he's good. But yeah, I rate him as a better trader than Thomas Wade. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I think, in my opinion, he's somebody who I tend to follow more. Okay, there probably is a bigger channel, but I'm going to get rid of it for now because it's just it's distracting me just a fraction. I'm just going to open this up a little bit. Okay, but I do like him. I wish he'd stream live. I'd pay to see that. But yeah, I don't know why he didn't put his normal video on. Yeah, you can't do nothing here, can you? Which is good. I mean, there was a time where I would take trades in here and I'd get chopped up. I go, oh, there's a low high there, let's take a trade. Yeah, or try and, yeah, I tend to avoid them now, and the best way you learn to avoid them is to get chopped up. And there is some news in about 17 minutes. Fed Powell testifies, so it's going to have a slow release, I think that. So I've noticed Mac doesn't talk about the news much. I wish he would, because, all he says is don't trade around the news, but obviously with Powell testifying, it's more of a conversation, isn't it, about things rather than, this is the news, this is, we're putting the interest rate up by 0.5% or whatever, but our interest rate's climbing in the UK now. I think our interest rate goes up by 0.5% today, which is about 4.5%. Considering for about 6 years, I think it was at 0% or 0.25%. So great if you got savings, but if you're having loans or you got a mortgage, not so good. But I remember back in the middle 80s when I was a young lad, when mortgage rates were 15 and 16% in the UK. So in the grand scheme of things, 4.5% still relatively low, but obviously with high food and energy prices, it makes things a bit tougher. Did you see Mac's trend channel last night? Had 2 large downtrends. Exactly. Do you remember I marked it? It was sort of a channel up here and then a big vacant area. I'd marked it the same way. But yeah, it's sometimes he does. Yeah, see, there's a second entry there if that forms, but it's just shit. I'm not touching that, to be honest with you. But yeah, some of the stuff he puts is weird. In fact, sometimes I think actually I'm going to keep my channel the way it is because I prefer it, even though I've seen his in it, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but you know what I'm saying. So trouble is, Powell can speak for 3 hours. Yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. Point taken. Yeah, I can speak for 3 hours myself. Good morning, guys. Tyler, how you doing? Quarter short, 2 points. My day already made. Excellent. Well done. Good for you. Yeah, if you can get in early. I very, very nearly took that trade. And I'm kind of glad I didn't really. And because it was See, Mac calls lower highs. Let me think. Look at that. Oh, second entry short there. Tempted to take that, but I'm not going to because of this. That is a big bearish bar though, isn't it? But I'm not going to touch it. Market's a little bit bouncing around and it could trigger and pop back up here. That's the one you took. Yeah, I don't think... Did it make 2 points? I think it might have done. Depends where you took it. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, you'd have got 2 points out of that. Trouble is with me, with that leg and that leg, I'd have probably had mine down here. And I have a feeling... I tend to try and come out around about a few ticks from the bottom with that leg down and another leg. I'd have been thinking, yeah, definitely down here. And I might have... When that, I mean, my stop would have been there. So, in all fairness, it came back down here another twice before it stopped you out. So, the trouble is, you'd have had to sit through that lot, wouldn't you? But yeah, do you remember I mentioned a lot of the times these early ones will get stopped out, but that first pullback will be okay. And it was, you hit that bottom 3 times before it eventually stopped that out. So you would have got a couple of points out of that, or you'd have had options to get out of that trade. So I know it was a bad trade, but if you notice, Mac tends to do his higher lows there, whereas that we had a complete leg down and a break. So for me, that's just a first entry rather than a higher low. Probably get away with calling that a higher low, but I've noticed Mac a lot of the time doesn't. Maybe after this bar, this is a higher low, you know, but I don't know. That's the thing, really. It's not black and white sometimes. Okay, might be a lower high here. I'm just concerned about this, though. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not trading at the moment. I'm not, as you know, I'm not a fan of picking these. Now, if we'd have had 3 right in exactly the same place and it pushed up and dropped, then yeah, maybe. It's in a STT up. About here. Oh yeah. I just drew something. Yeah, I'm just staying out at the moment. I mean, you could call that a triple test, couldn't you? But I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. We've got 2 different levels here. We've got this level and this top, so it could. In fact, there's a failed second entry short there that may push through this. I don't know. I'm not. The trouble is we've got that news coming, so I'm going to stay out of this probably, because the worst thing you can do in the news is get stuck going sideways. Okay, there is a lower high there. Still not a massive fan of it because it is working up at the moment. Whether it pushes higher or not, I don't know, but it's just a bit risky. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? Nah, I think it's irrelevant anyway, isn't it? I'm not trading anyway. Okay. As we got this news coming up, I was a bit rushing here. I'm just going to take a few minutes, make a quick cup of tea, and I'll be back. I'm not getting into anything at the moment with this news, although it's probably not going to do much, is it? But I'm going to make a quick cup of tea. I'll be back just in a few minutes. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay, so if you did take that, it didn't work, so, or that one, that's why I didn't take them. Now that looks like a bigger channel. Let's have a look. Trouble is, we got this news approaching. It's pushing up, love it, that is. Trouble is, it's finding an entry. Do you want to go long there? Not really. So that was a failure, wasn't it? But oh well. Dow and Tesla need to go up. I missed. Hey Sania, how you doing? How are you? How's your account doing overall? That's not too bad at all, thank you, Tyler. I've had $4,000 in payments this month from one of the accounts. Well, I say I've had one. The other one will come next week, but 2 have been approved. So that'll be the 4th one I've had since January. So I had one, had a couple of months gap, had another one, had another couple of months gap. Then I've had 2. So it's building. So all good. My patience level's changed. So it's clearly making a difference. What it means, and it's a good thing, means my balance is building slower. But that's okay. Better to build slower than to build than to not build at all. So doing much better every time I've checked in with you. Yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I think that's part of it. It's part of the journey, isn't it? You'll eventually get better, I think, when you've screwed up enough times. And let's face it, I've had my fair share of screw-ups, probably more than most. And I've been really stubborn at times, and I have just thrown money at it. I've taken stupid gambles, and I found it hard to control, if I'm honest. At times, and I've chatted to a buddy of mine, Marlon, and he's said exactly the same thing. It's almost like someone else takes over, but slowly it's just got less and less. It's stressed me less, and I found the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks, my patience has just got better. So I don't know, perhaps I finally realised that exactly what everyone's been telling me for the last 3 years, 2.5 years. You've just got to wait for good setups. You know, it's weird, isn't it? You think when you're an adult, you don't listen to your parents when you're a kid, do you? And then you make mistakes. But when you get older, you know, someone at work, someone shows you how to do something, you listen to them, don't you? But trading is the exception to the rule. You almost go back to younger days as a kid and just not listen to people. But it's what it is the pure emotion. And that's the trouble if you're not used to emotions regular enough. You know, if you've got an easy mundane job where there's no stresses or whatever, you know, the odd thing about this compared to most jobs is you might go out for a day's work and come back not only not making money but actually losing. There's not a lot of jobs that happens. I mean, you know, all right, you got businesses and stuff, but generally businesses, you know, usually make money. But this, it's sort of a close to a professional gambler as there is, really. So obviously we're gamblers with an edge. So it's just one of those jobs that, you know, just has a lot of emotions, and it takes a lot of time to learn to deal with those moments, you know, those emotions, and make yourself able to manage them. So we're getting a little bit quicker movement now. The news is about 30 seconds away, but he's testifying, so I don't expect a bunch of massive surge in, but it may possibly go a bit. So that's a nice channel, that. Now, with a break of a channel like that, I'd quite happily go for a new extreme, but obviously with this news pending, it's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it? I think sometimes. The trouble is, when you start trading multiple accounts and you make a mistake, you're making a mistake multiple times. Now, what I am looking at, if I look at the liquidity levels up here are there, and right down here are there, but there's not much in the middle. Now, if there's news and you've got a profit up here or down here, that little bit of a spike is probably not going to affect you as much as if you've got to stop here or take profit around this level. But if you've got bookmap, you'll notice that this sort of level here has gone quite dry, and I'm assuming a lot of people are staying out. Obviously somebody's buying, but if you're buying and your stop loss is down here and you're expecting to get up here by the end of the day, you know, that little bit of movement may not affect you so much. Put gamble over the next. Well, it is really, isn't it? Because there's a certain amount of risk. I mean, but you can't think of it like that. It's no difference than making a mistake on a single account. No, but what I'm saying is when you make a mistake when you've got multiple accounts, it can be more costly. But I mean, my point is, it's one of those jobs where you can go to work and work for 4 hours and come home $500 down. There's not a huge amount of jobs that are like that. So it's just one of those things, but it comes with the potential for great rewards. Okay, market news has officially happened, but I can't see. So you could say that's a hidden second entry long, possibly, but the trouble is, after this initial push, market's working in this area, so this could come back in. It could just be a failed breakout, so I'd probably be less inclined to go long there. Now, it could go either. It could have a break and it could push up to these highs, or it could just be working in this area, and in which case it's a breakout. Isn't second entry long? Yeah, trouble is, it's just making me nervous because it's working in this area, and it could. I've taken longs before and it comes back in and stops me out, so it would have to be a good one. Because for me, that just looks like a bit of a channel. Now, I'm not saying it is going to, but I think you've got to put a little caution sticker on it and just go, looking for 4 hours, coming home down 500, sounds like I'd have to work as a mail stripper. I mean, the overall picture, when you can trade, you know, you're going to have red days on you, but the overall picture is you're going to make money. That's the plan anyway. But I mean, you know, as I say, I was 54 the other day, so I've done every different job known to man, trust me, over my years. And I've never had work like this, which had this sort of an effect on me, you know, this sort of nervous, excited, frustrated, all these emotions that are boiling through you. Now, they're not as bad as they were, so they're definitely feathering off. Now, I remember sitting in an evaluation, trading one contract, and my jaw felt like it had a clamp around it. I used to grind my teeth, but I'm more relaxed now because I think all my job is to wait for a setup and take it. It doesn't matter really whether the important bit is not that it wins or loses. Now, most of them are going to win, hopefully, but some will lose. But somebody told me that's not the important bit. The important bit is to sit there patiently and do your job. And your job is to find a setup that appears, take it and forget it and move on. Now, hopefully most of them are going to win, but the odd one will lose. But that's it. Your job's already done there, taking the trade. Okay, so that is pushing up. If it gives us a higher low, trouble is it could be a failed breakout with another attempt to go higher, and it could trap you. So, yeah, what I'm basically saying is my job is to sit and take trades. The outcome is irrelevant, you know, in a sense. Obviously, I want to win and make money, but the outcome is, in the hands of, you've taken the trade, you've sat there patiently. Your job is now done. The rest is just a formality. Leading up to there, you have choice. When you're in a trade, you're committed. So, yeah, I thought it might give us another entry there. But just made me a bit nervous there because we're working in this area. In a lot of cases, it could fail and come back in. 44.12 up here. Let's have a look. Yeah, we have got a lot of liquidity right on the bottom there. So, in fact, that's right where it is. So, yeah, that's what I mean by that. It could fail, come down, push up, trap some longs, and then come back into the range. Hopefully, it'll still push up. I mean, it could give us a second entry long here. Hopefully, it will. Sania says 44.12, which is up here. That's around about the top of the range. I've got a liquidity level here, so if we can get a second entry long. Trouble is, it's gone up quite a bit and come down. Now, I got trapped in a trade like that a while ago. I like it when it comes up a bit and then comes down, but... Ooh. Do you remember we had that downtrend, didn't we? We had a break, came down, and it had another leg up, and a bunch of us got trapped in it. Do you remember? That did the same thing, pushed up nearly all the way and then came back down. See, it could be a trap, this, or am I thinking too much into it? What to do? There's something about this I don't like. It is a little bit congested, but it may be me being a bit overcautious, but I'm okay with that. If something doesn't feel right, I'd rather just leave it alone. Okay. It hasn't materialised anyway. I prefer it when it pushes up a bit and comes down, not when it pushes up nearly all the way. Because this could still be a failed breakout from here. We've pushed out. We've made one attempt to go higher, maybe another, and then we're coming back in this range. Is that true? I know. We've still got those strong liquidity levels up there, so I think it's still... I mean, that's telling me there's still a lot of buying around this area. Maybe it's taking profits from here. That has broken below there, so possible. There's something I don't like about this. You may take that as a second entry long if it feels bullish, but I'm not a fan of it for some reason. And I think it's how far that's gone up. Now, okay, that is a second entry long. But I'm a bit nervous about it. Just something doesn't look right to me. Yeah, it never triggered anyway. It didn't seem right to me. I think if it had a triggered above there, that would have trapped some longs. Okay, so I think it's fair to say it's looking like it's coming back in this range. Unless it pushes right up now. Yeah, see, I mean, even if you count that little channel there, we had a break and a new low. That sort of played that out, isn't it? I like to think of it as making charitable donations to a hedge fund. I like your chain of thought there, buddy. In fact, I think Nick explains it the best way. It's just a business expense. I don't know, if you've got to buy a new vehicle or a ruck of tools and you've got to spend £5,000 or £10,000 on a load of tools because you need them for business, you don't worry, do you? You don't bat an eyelid, you just do it. It's all part of the costs. Interesting. See, I think this might trap some longs here, I do. Be interesting to see if it breaks. I mean, it might rock it up, but I don't know. This just seems a bit choppy to me. Be interesting to see. I was hoping that was going to trigger. Interesting. Let's see if it does push up. Trouble is with that one, it's not lower, is it? That's the bit that's making me nervous. I'm not a fan of this. I don't like the angle, that angle, and then straight up. There's something I don't like about it. And it's usually because it's got me in the past. But I am still aware of these liquidity levels, so this is telling me that it's likely to come up, but the pattern's telling me, well, it's not telling me it's not going up, it's telling me that caution. Something's saying caution. Okay, maybe is this going up? Well, there we go. Trouble is, ideally you want that at the same level, really, don't you? Woof, there we go. So perhaps that liquidity. You got your 2 points. Where'd you go from? Well, you must have gone from there, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Something just didn't look right to me, but there we go. I've got no problem missing a trade if something doesn't feel right. Much better to do that than get in and knowing you've got that feeling, and then usually when I have that feeling, I'm usually right. But obviously in that case, I wasn't. But as I say, I don't mind missing a trade if something doesn't feel right. Okay, so that's played out. Let me have a look. Okay, there is some. Okay, so we've had this. We've had a couple of legs back in the push-up. Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? You go for 2 points and you'll make it every time. You go for 4 or 5 or hold it. You just don't know, do you? I used to do that, and I've stopped a bit because I found it made me bloody nervous. Hated the feeling of being stuck in a trade. But obviously over time, as my confidence level grows and belief, and I start earning regular money, then, you know, then maybe you'll sit tight a bit longer. Yeah, you said it, mate. Yeah, there is some liquidity at 15, or was. It's just been eaten. There's still some at 10 here. So, interesting. Interesting. So if we get this might be a cup and a saucer pattern. I don't follow those anyway, but yeah, he might have done. See, for me, that one there, it's not an inside bar, but it's not as low as that. That was the one I initially looked at and decided just something wasn't right about it. But the trouble is, a lot of the times, even in these channels, it won't necessarily make a break and make a new high if we're in an overall range. And that's what I was concerned at. These levels here, we'd hit this a couple of times, see. And I thought this could be a failed breakout and I could get trapped going long. So if I'm not comfortable with it, I'm quite happy staying out. I don't mind that. And like I say, if I see that a few more times, then you may start looking, and thinking, yeah, okay, let maybe next time. Powers a purple tie, rock it up. Yeah, it's a lot of liquidity up here. A chunk around the 18 to 21 area. Yeah, there's a lot of liquidity around there, so forgot about that. Yeah, we're not far off it. Get another couple of legs down and bounce off it, then I'll be interested in going along there because of these levels, I think. Yeah, it's I can't confirm that because there's not 3 touches on it. So to say it's an overshoot and it's going to reverse is irrelevant, I think. There is a measured leg up here. They're usually pretty accurate, these measured legs, but there is a lump of liquidity also as well. So there's 2 reasons why I think we're likely to push up again. So if I can get a decent setup, and it might be ideal actually to bounce off the top of here, and by the time that gets down here, the EMA is probably going to get there. So be nice to get a good signal bar off the top of there and the EMA at the same time, and that'd be nice. Surprised actually, we the 50% off resets finish and never got an email. I was quite surprised. They may be waiting for 4th of July, but I'll be shocked if they do, because I know how many affiliates that people sign up in using my code, excuse me, which is very few. So if that's happening to me, it'll be happening to Apex, and I'll be surprised if they don't come up with something. Maybe they're trying to hold on to the 50% off because they're realising people aren't spending. They're waiting for the the 4th of July, so who knows? Excuse me, Lance does. And you'll have a high win percentage. I believe he does, mate, yeah. Put it this way, I've seen some of Daniel's trades. If you look on some of Mac's videos going back over the last couple of years, there was some a couple of years ago, and I can tell it's him because I can see his name in here, which tells me it's his own private account. And he was trading between 20 and 40 contracts, and that was the best part 2 years ago. So he is, mate, yeah. I know a couple of people that converse with him on a regular basis. I used to, but I used to talk to him quite a bit, but he's not on Facebook as much as he used to. I mean, he's part of the reason why I ended up going on to 2 contracts. But yes, he is. He's a good trader. He's very good at. I believe he's very good at filtering out all the crap and just taking the good quality trades. But I believe he makes a lot of money. Yeah. He's helped me quite a bit in the past. Given me lots of advice, lots of comments. In fact, I'd say one comment he gave me about looking for patterns I've never forgotten, because it had the biggest impact on the way I started looking at the market. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, so leg down break, another leg. Let's see what's going on here. There's a break and a new low, so got to be careful now. Let me just still check there's nothing here. No, I wish that was at a slightly different angle, because I don't like that. This last 50% rebate, there is no code required. It's automatically for anyone. I don't know. I know I've still had what sits with it. Still had I don't know. But it stopped. They've just got the 50% off now, so I was quite surprised, because usually they'll go from one offer to another. So whether they're waiting the 4th of July, trouble is it's still quite a ways away. Around 44.07, but below 40. Yeah, 12. Okay, so we've had this little channel down, and we've had a break and a new low. If we can bounce off here and give us a higher low, then I'll be interested in going along there. Trouble is, I'm concerned you're going to get trapped here. Some may have taken that. Let's see what happens. Resistance, yeah. I think if I was going to take a trade here, I'd try and get out at 44.18, which is still give me plenty of. Yeah, see, after that break and the sit on there, I thought some traders may take that, but I've got a feeling that's going to break below here. Because I bet quite a few traders will take that thinking that we're going to push up. Now, it may go up. And it may not stop you out, but I'd be concerned if I was in that trade now. Short-term trend channel break, new low. Closed above the EMA, pushed up and closed, relatively bullish, sat right on top of there. Yeah, that was my concern. Now I'm hoping if you took that trade, you stops here, which means you might survive. That's where I would put my stop if I took that trade anyway. I don't think it's going to make a difference anyway. Yeah, okay. So I bet quite a few traders took that because we're pushing up, especially if they're looking at heat map, book map with all these liquidity levels up there. Short-term trend channel break, new low. Maybe not took that one. Who knows? Maybe took that one. looking like it's going. I looked at it myself, but look, did you notice it? It went up a bit, up a bit, up a bit, up a bit. Relatively green, and I'm thinking, and I bet quite a few traders jumped in there. In the past, I'd have done that myself. I'd have seen that, and thought, oh, it's looking, I'm going to get in here because it's going to push up. And it gives you a little bit, it's almost like it does it. It gives you a little bit of time. As soon as you jump in, wham, look. And it's annoying, that is. So you can see it's teasing people to get in, can't you? I'm assuming that's the algorithms, isn't it, in the markets, moving in a certain way. But I don't fully understand it all. But I know sometimes I've gone from taking them to waiting a bit to see how they go, to getting trapped in them, to completely staying out now. And that was the right decision to make. But I bet there will have been traders who jumped in there. Excuse me a sec. Excuse me just a couple of minutes. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, there's a failure there which is triggered. No, I'm not a fan of what's going on here. We had a break, new low. That's better. Interesting. So there was a failure there which triggered and then stopped out. So he wouldn't have got 2 points there. Let's have a look. You'd have squeezed up. Well, I don't know. If you'd have gone a tick below that, you'd have squeezed a point, but it was a failure. But the trouble is, I'm still expecting this liquidity area to be hit. So it's might have been a channel then. In fact, I'd say it's probably more like that, actually. Yeah, that's better. Channel break, new low. If we can get a higher low, then I'd say we're still going to push up higher. Let's get this in again. Okay, that looks okay to me. See, in fact, if you put that, you could probably put that there, really. It's only really touched one. Who knows whether it's there or there. That looks okay to me, I think. touch, touch, touch. Okay, that's confirmed this. There is some liquidity levels up here at around about 20. There's this measured move that hasn't been hit yet. So we've had this channel, we've had a break and a new low, so that's played out. If we can get a higher low here, then trouble is, you still got to be careful that this is not a failed breakout. Concerned about that. It's a bit congested. It hasn't broken below there, so I think that's a little bit dangerous, although I do think it's coming up here. So we've had this channel, we've had a break, we've had a new low. We haven't had a higher low yet, so I'm quite happy to stay out. Wider channel confirmed. Are you on about this one, yeah? Yeah, it looks okay to me, that does. You can't get any different than that, to be fair. Touch, touch, touch. But I want this to break down below, maybe trigger a short here. See, if some people have got the channel like that, they may think we've had a break now, we're coming down. So they may take a short. I think it's probably safer to say, there's our channel, we've had a break. Okay, interesting. If that pulls up and goes bullish above here, I might take that. Let's see. It's not going up in a hurry. I thought it might do. Okay, I'm going to get a buy order.
Submitted.
See how it finishes and put it above here. Touch, touch. If it breaks above here, it'll get rid of any stops that are there. Okay. I think that's okay.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to give that one extra tick. And I'm going to come out around about 19. Right at the top, actually. So 15.25, 16, 17, 18, 3.25. Hopefully, we're not going to get shafted here, but I think we're okay. Short-term trend channel break, new low. Touch, touch, bullish bar off the key entry point. All this liquidity area over here, it's good enough for me, I think. Coming out just before the measured move, right on the high. 3.25 points. First liquidity level is 19. I'm out just before that. Oh, I don't like that. Still got time to push up. Come on. Up you get. Oh, I don't like that at all. Come on, push up. Come on. Come on. Oh, I don't like that. Maybe that's going to trigger some shorts. Still got this liquidity area here. I thought that was going to rack up, to be fair. It is a nice setup, yeah. I just hope it's going to go out and stop that off. If it does, I think we're home free. It's a second entry short there. Trend's clearly up, so that's probably going to trap some shorts there. The trouble is with runners, scalps and runners, you need a few more contracts, really. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. I'm not a fan of what's going on here, to be fair. Trouble is, really, I think Max says never use more than 20% of your amount on your runners. So that would be 4 contracts to one of them as a runner. Does that make sense? I'm not a fan of this. That's the trouble with this slightly. There is a possibility that this could be a failed breakout from a range. Hopefully, we'll be okay. But you can see what I'm saying. Ooh. I don't like this. I don't like it. I went at the safe point there. Sometimes you just got to sit through them, and they take a bit of time sometimes, but I think the setup's okay. I mean, that's a failure now. There's a second entry short there. It should rocket up in a minute, I think, if you don't get trapped. As long as that finishes bullish, I think we're okay. But there's almost certainly going to be some shorts in that trade. Yeah, I think Max says 20%. So, sorry, so that would be 4 contracts. 4 contracts. I really don't like this. I'm going to bring it back there. I know that's stupid. That's a 5-point risk. No, in fact, I'm just going to give it 1 extra tick. I'm not doing 5 points. That's stupid. I'm really shocked about this. I gave it an extra tick. See if it's made a difference. Come on, get up. Could be a leg and a leg. Oh, I'm not a fan of this. What to do? There's nothing I can do. I just got to sit in here now. Yeah, I've just given it an extra tick. So it would have been there, and I've given it there, and that saved me so far. That's as much as I'm prepared to do. A lot of the time, it'll pull you out of it, that extra tick. And that extra tick made a difference. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of what's going on here. A lot of the times, it'll take you out for 1 tick, and then that's it. I'm not a fan of what's going on here. Yeah, it's almost definitely going to take me out, that is. Strange, really strange. I wouldn't expect that. I thought that high-low was an absolute beauty with this liquidity levels up here. But how much did it make? You'd have got 2.25 points out of that. Leg down, break, another leg down. That's going to take us out in it. I'm quite shocked, actually. I am. It's not what I expected to do. I thought it was going to... part of me wants to put it down to here, which thinks it might be safe. But if we have a leg down, another leg down, it's going to take me out anyway. So I'm in the lap of the gods now. If we end up bullish on this one, I think we may be okay. But it's almost hunting for stops.
Order filled.
Yeah, I bet it's going to turn now. You watch. I'm really surprised about that. I really am. I can't. The trouble is, and now I'm going to say this now, and I mentioned this earlier, you don't know whether it's had an overshoot. I put it there, but the trouble, it has an overshoot, isn't it? That's why it's done it. Overshoot. Overshoot. Touch deer, touch deer, touch deer, overshoot. 1 leg, 2 leg correction. I still expect it to go up, but that's why overshoot. So forget even looking into that. It's an overshoot. Down $325. Oh well, better than a kick in the teeth. Oh well, it's because of the overshoot. There's no other explanation for it. I like that short trend breakout there, pushed up higher low. I mean, it went up. You'd have got 2 points out of it. But to be fair, with these liquidity levels, I was more than happy to let it go higher. But some you win, some you don't. I want to go for 3 points. Normally my plan, 8 ticks, yeah. Overshoot, that's what it is. The trouble is, I don't mind because now that happened a couple of weeks ago or a week and a half ago. So now, next time, I'll keep an eye out for this. And if there is an overshoot, I'll stay out of it. But yeah, oh well, I don't mind as long as I learn something from it. But I'm down. I trade 4 contracts on that one, but I'm down 332. But that's all right. It is what it is. I can't trust anything while these Fed goons. Yeah, it's because of the overshoot, mate. Touch here, touch here, touch here. Touch. Overshoot. Overshoot can either create a reversal or it can carry on up. Depends. But there's strong liquidity right up here, but it'll be because of the reversal, which is a shame. Okay, that's played out. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, clearly a channel, but definitely a reversal. 4407 done. Oh, look at this. So, Sani, you think we're going up to these highs, do you now, or what? Yeah, sometimes that extra tick will help you, and it did for a second. It came down 1 extra tick than I'd have normally had mine, and then pushed up. I thought we were going to be okay there, because sometimes it's helped me out quite a few times, that extra tick, so it's worth the risk. I don't mind doing it, but okay, there is some resistance along here, so good morning. Let's see live on P&L on the stream. There you go, down there for you. Are we coming right to this side? I'd say we're going to have another leg down here. Shame about that. I didn't think about the overshoot. You should track your data. That's to see if you get to 8 ticks in profit. Move your stop loss to break even. Yeah. Trouble is, I used to do that sometimes. Let it go so far and then bring that to break even. Then just take a chance. I don't know what that would have made. I actually, for me though, I put my 1 tick there, so I wouldn't have got 2 points anyway, because I put my 1 tick above here. See, second entry short, obviously that was what took out these, but obviously judging by the way it came down, that's a shame. There you go. Trouble is with putting 1 tick above there and adding an extra tick, it makes it grows that, hence the $325. Mind you, another trade back and then you'll clear that off, so it's not the end of the world. I'm taking a loss more often than not. Yeah, it's something I have to think about. to be honest with you, I thought that was an absolute beauty. And then when that finished, but when that started coming down bearish, I knew something wasn't right. Because that would normally happen with something like this. You know, every man and his dog would jump on that, especially with these liquidity levels. And I thought that was going to be an absolute steal. I did at one point. Once it got so far, I'd bring mine to break even and then just see if you can get lucky. You know what I mean? But trouble is, a lot of the time, like Max says, a lot of the time, there's algorithm designed to come back and get you stopped when you're going to break even to take out your runner. So it's hard to know. Well, it'll probably take you out as many times as it takes out your runner. But there you go. Point. I got to make a point. Make a point of being aware of that. See, we touched it there. We touched it there. That's twice. So it's definitely because of that, the overshoot. So we had the short and trend of the rating low, one leg, two legs, measured move, and then down. When we had that bearish bar there, I knew something didn't feel right. Maybe that was a time to get out. But the trouble is, you just don't know. Sometimes it might trap some shorts and then rocket up. It's hard to say sometimes, but it's clearly because of the overshoot, that is. I bet there'll be a few people there. Once you see this C, you're concentrating more on the bottom of that channel and less on the back end of it. But that back end can have such an impact. So we're likely to retest these bottoms. There's some at 90. There's some at 95. We can get a couple of legs up to the EMA. Maybe retest this underside. Don't allow auto break, which sucks a lot. I don't see why. It's used in so many other different strategies. Yeah, I don't mind making those mistakes for this overshoot. Once it's happened a few times, it drums it into you a bit more, so I don't mind. Nothing from Mac yet. Okay, possible second entry short.
Order submitted.
leg a leg. There is some liquidity at 44.04 around about here. If we can push through here and give us something bearish.
Order cancelled.
Thing is, Mac may mark that because, in his opinion, it's made a point. And it made 2 points. So Mac might even mark that. In fact, I bet a lot of people took that and made money off it, unfortunately, because of the liquidity levels and this high up here. Now, I planned on going a bit higher. It might not have gone as high as it did. Yeah, it made 2 points. Yeah, see, I mean, really, like that, with this liquidity, expected it to rocket up, but obviously I'm assuming the reason it didn't was because of the overshoot. I can't think of anything else why. A break. See if we can get a lower high.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Unfortunately, nothing there really. We had a break. We didn't make a new high, but it's, I don't know. Just not a fan. You're done. Well done, mate. And whenever there is a W pattern breakout, you can easily get 2 or more points, like I did now. Right about there. Yeah, I see what you mean. Second leg should not break the first leg. Yeah. You on about there, there, and there? Yeah, that sort of W. And about this. For a lower high. May still get one yet. We haven't hit these lows yet. We're back in this range here, so I'd probably expect to get to the bottoms. There's a lower high there, but I'm not a fan of it there. It's more of a doji. I'm not a fan of that. It's got to get closer to here for me. If it can get up to resistance here. Do you happen to know the new Apex discount code will be introduced? Discount code. Oh, for 80% off. Well, I was expecting it to be today. I don't know. They had the 50% off reset, so I'm not sure, actually. I thought it might be today, but maybe it'll be in the next few days. I'll be surprised if it's not quick. But obviously, as soon as I know, you guys will know. Okay, possible failed second entry short here. We haven't made these lows yet, so I'd like to think we're going to come down, but gotta be careful. Just wondering if there's a bigger channel here. I don't know. See how this finishes. Did he not? See, it did touch there, didn't it? Well, just perhaps because we're out of this, it acted more like a range. 44.10. It acted more like a range So, in fact, I'll be surprised if Mac didn't take that and just count it as a trade. He only scalps for a point, see? Yeah, Doji. It's just a bit uncertainty here, isn't it? Let's see what else it's got. Trouble is, it went for 2 points, so in Mac's eyes, it's more than enough. Mac only scalps for a point, so if anything makes 4 points or above, it works for him, you know. We've got this channel down. Made 2 attempts to go higher. I can see what's it taking this channel down. 2 attempts to go higher. I can see the penguin guy. Mac, oh, I can't see where Max has got a video up. He hasn't got a video up yet. Strange. Could class this as a triple test, maybe. Mac's not got today's chart up yet. So I don't know what you've seen. Strange. Not showing on the site. Ah, okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, strange. Ah, okay, not junk. That's all right. Some liquidity at 6, quite a lot. Let's just get an order just in case.
Order submitted.
You could say there's a second entry short there. If it pushes up and hits that liquidity and comes down sharp, then I might be interested in that. Yeah, no, he hasn't, has he? Yeah, so Mac's got that like that. So you would expect that to push higher, wouldn't you? But perhaps, see, Mac hasn't even got it drawn as a range, so it's unusual, that. Unusual why it didn't push into those highs. See if this drops like a stone.
Order cancelled.
Yeah. Tough day today. Funny old day. Shocked about that. I thought that was going to rocket up, especially with that second entry short triggered. I suppose we are sort of ranging, so perhaps people just treated that as a failed breakout and we had a couple of legs short. People maybe took his high low. I don't know. If Mac had it like that, I think in all fairness, well, it's hard to say because it sort of touches there, but if you bring it back to there, it touches there. It's hard to say really, but if Mac has it there, I'd be interested to see if Mac took that. Mind you, if Mac took that, if Mac had his chart like that and he took that, it would make his point anyway. So, you know, it's irrelevant really, isn't it? He'll still put that. But like I say, if you scalp a point, if you scalp 2 points or a little bit more, maybe you are going to get the odd extra loser. But if you're making double the profits, if I'm making at least 2 points, Mac's only making 1 point, I'm making double the profit, so I can obviously afford to lose a lot more. But there you go. Liquidity at 20 up here. Get that now. Some at 15 as well. $4,395. 4,395 down here. Actually very strong at 12. It's around about there. Big sell orders at 12, 12 and a half. Interesting. going on here? It's hard to know exactly where to put this, isn't it, really? If you put it there, it's touched. That's not far off, maybe. Definitely a tough day to trade again. This is looking like it's going to drop. PM session will be easier. Yeah, I'm usually done and dusted by then. For me, yeah, loss, mate. Took that one, took the higher low, went for the top. Well, just going to come out before the top, and it got to about 2 points and then reversed. So I think a lot of people, if you went for 2 points, you got away with that or less. Anything more than 2 points, and you got stuck there. I'm not sure whether this is. No. Around about 4,400. You're about long, are you, Sania? Up here. Yeah, trouble is that's a massive old range. That's a massive old channel there. Maybe just put that there, okay, leg and leg. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I don't think you can. I don't know. I don't think you can do it. Excuse me a second. Yeah, for me, it would just if I got an entry around about there to go long, it would give me confidence that we're going to go long. That's how I'd be thinking about it. I know there's a lot of buying, a lot of buy orders around about the 5, which is the midline. So if you have a leg and a leg, and then we can bounce somewhere around about here. Strong liquidity there, very strong. It's actually a little bit more than that. It's actually quite choppy, isn't it? Saw that new Grand Tour last night. The Grand Tour. Oh, is that the spin-off from Top Gear, is it? I think it is, isn't it? Interesting. Clarkson, yeah, I thought it was. I'll have to have a look at it. Yeah, it's on Amazon, I think, isn't it now? I think so. Like 2 attempts to go lower, push up again. So odd to know what the hell's going on here, in all fairness. It's just choppy. It's not really making a great deal of sense. And there is some liquidity here, some buy orders here, so you couldn't exactly call this a triple test yet, can you? We pushed down once, twice. You could call that a second entry, couldn't you? 1 leg down, 2 legs down, up to 212. It's just too risky. It's such a big bar. You know, I do like this liquidity, but there's a lot of buy orders here, so it could trigger and come rocketing down. You know, it's so choppy, it's not making much sense. Just wondering whether that's working out like a... No, maybe not. Okay, push down once, push down twice. Maybe we're going to get a second entry long off the key entry point to go higher. Maybe if we can pick up those long orders at 44.05, 44, sorry, 44.05 and 44. Come back down here. 1 leg down, 2 legs down, drop below, pick them orders up, push up. And I might go for a couple of points there. It's just not making much sense. It's very choppy. Yeah, you're not wrong, Chris. How you doing, mate? Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? I'm gutted about that. If I'd have taken 2 points and took it there, I'd have been all right. But in all fairness, I'd have put money on it. At least I came out, I think, a couple of ticks before the high. There was a load of liquidity, so it was the perfect place to come out. Measured move, short-term sort of little small channel break, new low, pushed up, high low. I thought that was a doozy, and especially after that one, I thought that's it. The only thing I can think of, because it's ranging, perhaps people are thinking about shorting at the top. That's the only thing I can think of, really. I dare say that might be an issue. It sort of fits better there. I know Mac hasn't got it like that, but I think it might be likely that that's what happened. Who knows then? Yeah, it is. I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. It'd be nice to get back in the green. It's always nice to get back. This is possible. 3 touches down here. It's hard to say though, isn't it? Yeah, not too bad. Everyone feels the same way, don't they? When you're in the red, you just feel a bit crappy, don't you? Then when you get back in the green, everything seems rosy again. But it's all part of it, isn't it? I didn't take a stupid trade. That for me was a brilliant trade in all fairness, and it did make 2 points. So there you go. Are you using journaling? I'm not. I save my trades every day and just write down what I've done, but I was watching something the other day. I know there's one you can buy, isn't there? And there's a free one as well. I was looking at a couple on YouTube. One's got a funny name. I can't remember. Isn't it something like $30 a month or something? But apparently there is a free one, isn't there? And it'll give you all your averages and all that one. It'll do all the calculations and all that. But I will have to have another look at it. What I try and do is when I've finished on the computer, I try and get away as quick as possible. But when I do trades, I do jot down what trade it was, what time it was, and that. But I do record all my. I do take screenshots of all my trades, and then I'll get my trade up later in the evening and match it to other people's trades. Yeah. Be nice to. Perhaps Sania could answer that. Sani, here's a question for you. When you're in the red at the moment, we feel a bit down, not a bit down, but just a bit, And then when you get back in the green, it's a nicer feeling. Does that ever go away? I'm assuming it does, but you never know, do you? If you can answer that question, that'd be great. Okay, so possible triple test off here. Now, we've used that as support, yeah? Once, twice, 3 times, and then pushed up on 1, 2, 3. That is a second entry long. I prefer it to hit this liquidity first, but if you heard that, Sani, it'd be nice to know if that feeling when you're in the red ever goes. If we can drop below here, pick those orders up and then finish bullish, then I'm interested in going long, maybe up to, I don't know, these highs just before that 12. Are you still... Akitri, you still with the gorilla guy? If so, how are you getting on with him? Is he making money on the stream? Does he, does it look good? Does he make decent amount of points? Or does he have lots of red days? Be interesting to know that. Okay, you can say that's a triple test. You could push that up a touch like that, really, couldn't you? But I don't know. Especially with all that liquidity there, it might trigger and come back down. 50-50 per chances. Yeah. I'm going to leave this for starters anyway. I'd have preferred it to pick that just by that coming down straight away is making me nervous. There is some buy orders there, so I'd like to see that hit and then push up. Looks like it's trying to. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in this trade, I gotta say. That's just asking to be stopped out. Not only that, so we got here, try got one strike twice, it's a failure. If that triggers and pushes up bullish, then that may be of interest to me. And now it moves, look. It's just too tricky to trade this, isn't it? I mean, if you'd have took that, the trouble is when it went sideways twice, your arse is twitching, isn't it? Obviously, it held, but it's just not a comfortable feeling, is it? Triple test, yeah. I prefer the bit that concerns me about taking these is there's a lump of liquidity right below it, a lump of buy orders. And what it may do is trigger you, pick up these buy orders and then push up. That's a scenario we've all experienced, which is why I left it. And obviously it's clearly then gone congested, isn't it? So I think it's a little bit risky. Obviously it worked, but I never feel confident about them, even though I call out. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, this is just asking to get trapped. You could take the higher low there. Maybe call that a second entry short triggered. I don't know. It's clearly sideways, and it's just. I'd like to think it's going to hit that 12, but that's only 2 points above there for me, and I think it's risky. 12.50, that point is there. I don't know. It's just risky. Then a bit of time where I'd have jumped in on that trade if it ends up bullish, but at the moment, I'm just not getting involved because I don't have a clue what's going on. I mean, look at that. It's messy as hell, isn't it? Touched here, touched here, touched here. Where's the bottoms? I mean, okay, that's about as close to a bottom, but then it's all over the place. It's not making any sense to me. Okay, so there is a higher low there, which is triggered, but I think there could be some traps there. It's hard to say. It may push up, but I'm just not getting involved. As tempted as I am to jump in there and get my money back, it's lunacy really by doing it. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I just can't do it. So I've got a leg up, 2 legs back. We don't know. I don't know. Trouble is, you do nothing and it pushes up. So you've got 2 points there. So you do nothing and it rockets. You jump in there and it takes you out. Sometimes you feel like you can't win with the markets, but they're there to be awkward, aren't they? Yeah, it's just, for me, I'm not a massive fan. It's clearly range at the moment and going in the middle. I mean, as much as I had the fair idea it was going up, I just couldn't, I couldn't do it. Yeah, you got a leg up, probably 2 legs back and another leg up. Typical. You don't do nothing, it rockets up. Whew. 15.46. You on about here? Yeah, it's trouble is it's only touched. You on about 15? You on about here? Yeah, it's, I don't know. So hard to say, isn't it? Let's get rid of that. Yeah, see, for me, it's more of a leg. Side was in a leg. It's hard to say. It's very choppy, I've got to say. I'll give it that. Yeah, so there's a big bearish bar there. That's took that liquidity now. There is more at 17, which is there. That's done. 205 still there. There is a leg with 2 leg corrections, and I guess there's probably going to be another leg up. Second entry short there, which is triggered. I just hate taking trades like that far from the EMA. I mean, it is a, you can call it a failure or a second entry short that's triggered. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of them. It's a risky trade. Yeah. Okay, up nicely. Let's get rid of that. That's confusing me. It gets up here, see, then, yeah, I suppose it makes sense. Yeah, and it's looking better now, isn't it? It's not dissimilar to that, really, is it? Obviously went a damn sight further. Hmm. 17, 18, 19 and 20. Ooh. Interesting to see what happens up here, because the last couple of times it's been up there, it's dropped. Liquidity levels up as high as 20. $25. Yeah, those liquidity levels up as high as 25. It could be a leg and then another leg. Who knows? UK, Swiss, Norway, all height. The markets are known. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to affect the ES. Did they really? UK? I know the UK did. Gone up 0.5%. Or it was planned, I don't know, was it? To be honest with you, 4.5% is nothing. Like I say, I remember in the middle 80s when the interest rates were 15 and 16%. I did look at this, the failure, but it's just miles from the EMA, and a lot of the times I see Matt take those when they're in a channel, but I much prefer them when the EMA is running alongside them. Just on lunch, yeah, it's at a second entry long. Okay, now what's going to happen? Just going to take that up a smidgen. See, we had that push down to this side, and we pushed up, and as soon as we broke above and came down, we dropped like a blooming stone. It's not dissimilar to this channel. We were at the top, we came right down to the bottom, pushed up again, and then dropped. So I'd expect to push down from here. It's right at the top of the channel, right at the top of this, but the trouble is you can't, and it's triggered anyway. So excuse me, I'm just going to take a 2-minute bathroom break. Okay. Lots of liquidity here. Yeah, the strongest liquidity is here. We could come back to this side. The same scenario as here. Try again. Okay, it's made 3 attempts to push up there. See, the important bit is the range, isn't it? Because every time we've come up, we've come back into the range. No, he didn't then. He might do now, though. I don't think you can argue there's a range there. In fact, have a look. Yeah, it's only been out once, small breakout there, but we came back. In fact, you could probably even adjust this, couldn't you? Let's have a look. Trouble is, it could just drop, or it could drop, trigger you, and then push up. Just can't trade this at the moment. It's just choppy. It is frustrating markets lately. It's definitely got worse over the last 2 years. Triple test. No, it's just risky. 1, 2, 3. Probably come down to the EMA, but I'm just not getting involved. It's risky. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot less good quality setups. I did look at the triple test there. I'm just not a fan of picking them. And it's probably going to tank. You haven't got your 2 points yet. I think you probably will. Yeah, I'm just not a fan. It is a triple test, but it's also really bloody congested, and that's what just... But I mean, this here, see, we had this break and we came back in and we never went up as high. So for me, the range seems to be more important than the channel. So you could say this is a second entry long, see if this triggers. Certainly not the best place to buy, is it? I mean, we're at the top of this channel anyway. The only thing you can do at the top of the channel and that is sell, really, and that would make sense why it's coming down. still a lot of liquidity here, still some here. If we can get a second leg, I don't mind going long there. What's concerning me is we're going to have exactly the same scenario as here. But if we do, I'm just going to go with the 2 points and make sure I'm out at around about the top, because it gives us a setup. It clearly worked, but it reversed there, didn't it? So obviously that's definitely some resistance there. There's no argument there. Resistance there. Just to be a nightmare to get into it again, but the trouble is you've got to do it. Sometimes that might work. The fact that we had an overshoot it's irrelevant, really. I guess it's probably because we seem to be working along in a range. So at some point when you're in a range, obviously tops you short, bottoms you buy. Maybe not that one, but this one, second entry short. And there is some liquidity down here, some bars. If we get a leg, a break and a leg, might get in early. Just gone long an NQ. I think one follows the other, doesn't it? It's got to be down here, really. That's risky there, isn't it? As much as it'll probably go up, but it's just in the middle of this. It's around this centre line. That's what makes it a bit more risky. You're a swing trader, yeah. Could just be a trap, that. It might just rock it up, who knows, but... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think you've got to take into consideration what happened here, haven't you? We had similarly a little channel break, new low, and then it started working up. Channel break, new low. Very similar in a sense, aren't they? Slightly steeper there, but look what happened. It went up there and reversed at the top. Same again, we've had this push up. Okay, we're at the bottoms now, so that measured legs played out. That liquidity has been eaten up. Oh, I mean, it's looking incredibly bearish all of a sudden, but it's eaten that liquidity, but there is some more liquidity at 5. That's what's making me nervous around about the centre line. Now that is a second entry long off the key entry point. Do you take it or not? Nah, it's not bullish enough for me. You got stopped out, did you? Lots of liquidity around about the 6 to... I got that box there or not? Yeah. Liquidity around about the 5 to 6.25. 5, that's about right. Trouble is that's an inside bar at the moment. That's what makes me nervous. It is the key entry point. It's clearly holding there, isn't it? But it is a leg and a break and a leg. I know lots of traders who will just buy that now. People like that gorilla trader, he'll probably just buy this down here and take a small risk and assuming it's going to go up. I mean, it's clearly working this channel beautifully. It's working along the top, working along the bottom. It's beautiful. Trouble is, you can have lots of traders trading that, thinking it's going lower because of the range, and it quite likely is. So you've got to be so careful going along there, because it may trigger along, come up to here, and create a down channel, and then reverse here. That's the trouble. Yeah, I'm not a fan of what's going on. It's going to pull back a touch, a tick or two at least. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Just wondering if we're going to have the same scenario as this, just a strong push down. I looked at that, but trouble is it fits so nice, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that's settled it, if that stays out. Yeah, it's messed it now, see, isn't it? That fits beautifully, touch beautifully, beautiful. And along the top as well. Yeah, I'd say this is more likely coming down like this one, I'd say. That is a failure, but you don't want to be going short like that. Probably going to rock it down, and I say that so many times, and it does. There is liquidity levels down here at 5, so I think that's likely going to come down. Trouble is, it didn't make a new high there, so, and it doesn't really matter in a range. That's the trouble sometimes in ranges. Doesn't necessarily have to make a new high. And that's case in point. That's channel there. That looks to me like it's just going to continue down for a bit, I think. Same with that one. How far, I don't know. Yeah, you never know. I think the liquidity levels are stronger down here than they are up here, so I'm thinking that might slowly suck them down. Okay, you could call that. No, it's all right. Just wondering if there may have been some traders going along there. Interesting. Yeah, take it easy, Chris. Take it easy, bud. Back here again tomorrow, Friday. Wow, another week gone. Unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, you don't know what to do here. It's going sideways. You don't know whether that's going to go bearish and it's going to come tanking. You don't know whether anybody's got in that thinking breaking a new high. I'd say it's probably likely going to come down, but you just don't know. It's congested. It could do either or. I'd say it's more likely going to come down to these liquidity levels, but you just don't know, do you? I'm not just taking a risk here for the sake of 2 points. It's just not worth it. Yeah, if you did take that bearish bar now, you may get stopped out here. It's just traps and traps. Same again. If you took the long there, may come up, trigger that out, who knows? Okay, if you took that short, yeah, it's just too tough to trade there, isn't it? It's clearly going sideways. Maybe some traders thinking it's going to go high and make a new high. A lot thinking we've been up here 3 times. That's enough. Let's come down. It's definitely acting like a range. There's no argument there. We've got Push up, tried again, didn't work. Same again. I don't know, who knows? It's certainly safer to play the range rules in this scenario, I think, isn't it? See what happens here. I'm certainly not thinking about going long at the moment. I think what's going to happen, we've got this leg down there. When we get a decent break up and drop down, I think we're going to come lower then to these levels. That's what I'm seeing. There is a channel here, but I can't see it making a break, making a new high. It's been up here 3 times. I'd say there'll be more shorts in that trade. I don't know. I'd say we've hit the highs and we're coming down. Oh, dear me. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. There was that one there, but to be fair, it was a bit sideways and a bit choppy. But if you had this drawn, I hadn't at the time, then you may have taken that one. I don't think it was a terrible trade. It was all right, actually, that one. I thought was a beauty. Little channel, break new low. So that had played out, one leg up. I thought that was a cracker, that one. And in all fairness, it made 2 points. But the trouble is, we hadn't really been up here yet, so there was no reason why it couldn't push and break these highs. You'd have probably expected it to. After, such a strong signal bar, and then, I don't know, but... I mean, if we'd have previously hit these highs, then, I may have gone out before, but we haven't, so that's why I held on a little bit. In all fairness, I took the safer approach, and took my... There was a bearish bar and another bar that had gone up and come bearish, and it triggered, and I took mine above there, which gave me an extra couple of ticks of risk. So I don't know. Mark your loser. Yeah, I think he'll mark it as a trade, and rightly so. It's good for 2 points. But I think what's happened, whether it is part that, I don't know, because it touches there okay, doesn't it? It touches in 2 places. If you bring it in, it sort of touches here, and I don't know. I think it's more likely that people will treat it more as a range, because we're clearly going sideways. So more people treat it as a range, more chance they're going to be short in the top. But yeah, I reckon he will. In fact, I'm confident he'll take that. How much did it make exactly? If you took it a tick above it, you'd have got 2 points at it for sure. Maybe you'd have got 2.25. Depends if you got it. You might have got 2.5 if you put it right there. But I suppose majority of people above 6 ticks will go for the 2 points. So, but I just played that slightly safer option and put it above those 2 bearish bars there, just in case. Interesting. So we've gone sideways. We've got a really bullish bar there, which is triggered, and a potential second entry short. Yeah, remember you saying, or remember someone saying. Okay, so that's a higher low, which is triggered. So perhaps we are pushing up. You've got to be so careful of these, though, because look what happened there. Could come down bearish. And then, yeah, it's just too tricky. It's hard to trade. This is. Could go up, could come down. Might go up a bit. That's why he goes for 4 ticks, yeah. Trouble is, if I'm going for 2 minimum, I'm doubling the profit every time. So you're going to be up. If you're going for 2 points, yeah, the odd trade, you're going to lose. I mean, in all fairness, if I'd have taken that right on the button, that'd have got me 2. But yeah, on the odd occasion, maybe 1 in 20 times, it's not many that you'll get only 1 point and not 2. But if you're making double the profit, then it's a no-brainer for me. Okay, so that's another tricky bar. It's actually finished on the EMA. It's slightly more of a doji. It is a higher low. It's triggered, but it's got danger written all over it. That for me could go up, it could come down. It might come down and stop that out. It could push up. I got no idea. It's a shit day today, in all fairness. Just a shame about that one. Such a good-looking trade as well. I couldn't get my order out quick enough for that. I thought that was just going to rocket up past these. There was liquidity levels up here. That for me would have been a beauty. But sometimes things aren't meant to be. And you'll have days where I'll put my profit up here and it'll just ram straight through it, and you'll have a nice win. And then some days it just doesn't work. Untradeable. Yeah, it is really, isn't it? The safest bet at the moment is just to not do nothing, which is, I mean, I have been patient today. The only trade I've taken is that one. That was clearly a good trade, and it would have made 2 points. Just unfortunately, I put my order above those just to give me that extra little bit of safety, because it did go up, and there was 2 bearish bars that triggered. You just don't know, do you? I was aware of this, that it may pull back into here, but obviously the trade looked that good, and that's what I was focused on. Okay, so that worked, actually. I looked at that one and thought it may come down and take out the stop there. Leg down, sideways leg down. But I didn't like the bearish bar. But it dropped down pretty quickly for 2 points. Or close to, maybe just a fraction under. And it was a second entry short, but it was about a tick or so off a doji. And I'm not a fan, especially after this. Lots of traders thinking about going along there, but based on what I can see there, I'm thinking more downwards. Give us a lower high. I'd be interested in going short, maybe. This, oh yeah, we're going to say some stops from there have been taken out. Four and 5 liquidity areas. Thur. Hopefully a leg and then a leg. No, it's not, is it? So hard to trade this. What is it? It's about 3 points from top to bottom, less than that. It's about 2.5 points maximum top to bottom. You've got no room for error there. Safe to trade a tick, and that's about it. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Trouble is, it did there, and it really looked like it did there. Definitely a choppy day today. I mean, it's moving. Mind you, having said that, if you'd have taken one trade there and got 3 or 4 points, it'd have been a fantastic day. See, I class a good day whether I'm green, not necessarily what the market does. You moan about it being a tough and a choppy market when you're in the red, but when you're nice in the green, you don't tend to so much. Yeah, you got no clue what it's doing here. It could go up, could go down. Not a clue. Just pure gambling trade in there. See, if you took that trade, your stop's about to be hit. So if you held on to it. Well, we got a leg down, made 2 attempts to go higher, failure, drop. Possible. Okay, that's triggered, ticked out your stop, but it's still not ranking up as much as I thought it would. Trouble is, you get a higher low here, jump in it, triggers you, comes down, knocks you out. I wouldn't be shocked. We've had similar sort of move that we had from there to there. Dangerous, I think. Obviously, a little bit lower, but the same sort of push. But it does look like a trend channel there. That might give it a bit more credence. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Took the third test, did you? 1, 2, that one there. Yeah. Yeah. Trouble is, how high? Trouble is, this could come down. Aggressive sellers are coming in. Channel made a couple of attempts to go higher, failed back. Wouldn't that be nice? I got no clue what's going on here. Not a clue. God, it's so boring, isn't it? Just sitting watching this do this. Yeah, it's frustrating, the one that Mike's going to mark as a high probability trade that I lost. I don't know, perhaps this is pushing up a bit. Trouble is, I just can't trust it to get up here. It looks like it's going, we've come in and we bounced off, but you just don't know. Might trigger you and then come stop you out. It's just risky, in my opinion. Just so risky. Just thinking what happened last time. We had another attempt at it after this. Got so far up and then wham, dropped like a bloody stone. That was like more like an avalanche. God, what I wouldn't do for one of them now. Just wondering if there's going to be some shorts there or possibly here. So as we've had that push down, we can have 1-2 attempts to go higher. Could come crashing down. So going long into this is just risky, in my opinion. Does look it's slowly grinding up, but that's not good enough for me to get into it. God, I'm bored out my arse. Leg. Trapped a load of longs. Dropped like a stone. That's my prediction. This is asking for longs to jump in, and I reckon it's just going to go wham. It's not fun, is it? You watch, it'll probably just smash straight through there. Everyone's shitting himself after this and thinking, where's it going to turn? It's probably just going to fire straight through. Got to say, the market's definitely got a good way of pissing you off. Okay, so that measured move's played out. Leg. So we've got this channel down here. Made 2 attempts to go high. Well, 3 if you count that. 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher. And then smash straight through it. I don't know. Forward 118. Yeah, there is some liquidity around about this area. Well, it looks like it's going to, doesn't it? It'd be interesting to see what it does when it hits this line, if we get the same sort of reaction. Okay, I had a reasonable idea what it was doing, but you just can't trade it. There's no setup there, really. I don't know. You may have taken something down here, as I think OSUM took a third touch. I'm assuming it was that one. Trouble is, you take your points. Because if you're waiting for the high, you got to suffer. It's going to come all the way back down first. And that's what I hate, these pullbacks. I like to get out on that first initial push. I think I'm about done for the day, actually. I'm going to fall asleep in a minute, I think. Down $325 times 3 times 665 on one evaluation. So $1,700, I think, all in all round. But it's over multiple accounts, so it spreads it out a bit. Just see what happens. You took 2 points, did you? Oh, there. Yeah, fair enough. You don't want to wait for it to come back, do you? Because as it's starting to come back, you're thinking, oh, Christ, here we go again. You're not to know it was going to do this. See, it hasn't gone higher than this, and look what's happened to it. It's struggling a bit. So whether it will or not. Okay, so liquidity 17, 18, pretty strong, which is a little bit above where we are now. 7 and 8, which is down the bottom here. So I'd say it's likely to hit this. If we can make a new high, great. But if we do, then I'd say it's some downward stuff. If it doesn't do it here. sat here like a lemon. you and me both, mate. A bloody dry mouth lemon, I might add. I've just been flicking around YouTube. What's It's took a stinger today. What's It's not put on yet? The Penguin guy's down $2,000 odd today. It was up to about 32,000, something like that, and he's just blown whatever he had above the 30,000, above the 300,000, sorry. Which is a shame, because he was building it up there. Let's have a look. Wilson, too early for Wilson. Too early for Bart. There's not many people live streaming anymore, is there? Let's have a look, see what's it's doing. Naughty Bar, where is he? Okay. Damn. He's got one more viewer than me. Let's have a look. How's he getting on today? Total. Oh, it's green. Nice. Good for you. Which one did he take? He trades slightly different than us, doesn't he? But he's all green today. Well, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PA accounts in the green. I think he's splitting his PA accounts half and half or third, which I don't think's a bad idea, actually. I often wondered if I could get to 20 accounts, would I split them up 10 and 10? Because if you get some form of a black swan event or something goes drastically wrong, I'd rather only blow half of them than the whole 20. Could you imagine blowing 20 accounts? Christ almighty, you'd be swinging from a bridge, wouldn't you? Okay, so we've pushed up there and clearly turned down, but you don't know whether it's going to have another go, do you? What do you do? Have another go at that? I don't know. I think it's risky. Much as I want to get my money back, but I'm not going to do a stupid trade. I can worry about that tomorrow. I think it's risky going lower, higher again there. It's tried enough times, in my opinion. Mind you, that looks okay, doesn't it? Maybe we are going to push higher. Actually, there's a failure there. Anybody interested in that failure? Yay or nay? I don't know. That's what's worrying me about that. You'd expect to make a new high. It is creeping up there. I don't know. Where's these liquidity levels? 16, 15, 16, 18, around about here. I don't know. Had a break. We haven't made a new high yet, but we didn't there. That's the concerning bit. Who are the other yes? I think the nutty guy, I think he trades the NQ. The only one I know is the Panda guy that live streams. Anybody else? No, Panda guy. I don't know, anybody else? Yeah, I'm not getting in on this. It's just, I'm not a fan of it. It's not pushing up strongly. It's pushing up a bit and almost teasing and then dropping back. It might work, but I mean, look what's happened here. We're bouncing off, aren't we? We've sort of, I don't know whether buyers have lost confidence there and drop. It may go up, it may not, but I don't know. It's not a trade I'm interested in. I'm already down. I don't want to lose, and also 11, 12, 2. So it's 2.5 points top and bottom. It's just not worth a risk. Yeah. See if we get a higher low. See if we get a higher low. Let's have a look. Let's clear this up a bit. So we've had a break. We've got a new low. 1, 2, 3. It's touching here. See if we can get a higher low. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. I can see us having exactly the same bloody scenario there. I certainly won't be going for the tops. Gorilla price action stopped posting, didn't he? You can still pay and watch him trade, but he doesn't post any more videos, or he hasn't posted any more videos. I mean, if he's live, anybody else watching him at the moment? I know Akitri was. I'd like to know how he's doing, because I considered having him on another screen and watching him myself. Yeah, so if you took that one, you're going to get your arse handed on a plate. It's just got risk all over it, that has. There may be some longs here. Fife, Sam, I think he's just stopped temporarily. I think he's still trading. He messaged me about a week ago, actually. I think he's still trading. He's just, I think he's just having a break from streaming. I think it's not easy streaming. It doesn't work for everybody. It works okay for me, but not everybody is sort of comfortable with it. A lot of people might like to sort of, focus and what have you. But Hermit Trade, I'm not sure him. Sam's all right though. He's a nice guy, Sam is. Okay, so we've had this channel. We've made 2 attempts to go higher. You can't trade this. As tempted as I am to get my money back, you just can't trade that. You're just going to get chopped to pieces. It's been a tough day today. Apart from that one, see, that wasn't a bad trade. Unfortunately, I took it there and it just didn't quite give me enough points. So I can live with that. I'm Trader Joe. Oh yeah, Trader Joe does as well. I think he's just called I'm Trader Joe, isn't he? Yeah. See, really, it's as far as trades go, it was a valid trade and it went up to 2.25, 2.5 points. I just went here a bit safe. Reason being is I thought it'd comfortably get to the highs and it didn't. But at the end of the day, Mac will mark that as a trade, and I bet many will as well, because it worked. It just didn't quite give me the points that I generally go for, which is fine. I don't mind, because if I'm taking 2 points instead of a point every other trade, then I'm doubling. So even if, every 1 in 3 it fails, I'm still up, So, okay, so second entry long. Oh, is that teasing people to go long, is it? Ooh. Oh, so tempting, isn't it? I just think that's a teaser, I do. And it's 10 ticks in it. It's just not worth it. It's just too choppy today. It really is. You get sucked into that and you're going to get spat on again. That might rock it up, but I ain't getting involved in it. It's not taking my money. It can bollocks. I'm going to knock it on the head there, I think. It's been a frustrating day apart from that. But having said that, my patience has been okay. That's the only trade I've taken. And as we discussed, it was an okay trade. It's just one of those things. Okay, there is a failure there. But it's... See if that triggers. If it triggers and failure. Trouble is, it's congested anyway, doesn't it? Okay, maybe you take that one. Let's see. I don't want to watch him denying he wasn't Max Student is a red flag. Who's that? The Hermit guy. You're about Trader Joe? I don't know. Is he Max? I don't know. I think he trades the same as us. I don't know. Or are you on about that Hermit guy? I'm not sure I know him. Sam, I know. Sam's alright, actually. He's a nice bloke, Sam. Yeah, this is just Chop City. I'm going to knock it on the head. There I am. I'm going to take my losses like a man. And then go and cry me whiskey. Yeah, very choppy day today. Shame about that, but there you go. If I'd have gone for 2 points and I'd have taken it there, I might have been okay. But just the fact that leg up, bit of a range, and that's why that might have. I mean, it made that bearish bar. That just might have, took a lot more interest in going south. But it's the way it goes anyway. But I give myself an extra tick as well. So the gorilla guy. Yeah, he's $100 to watch him, isn't he? I did do the free thing, but I just couldn't figure out how to get on there. I messaged him, how do I get a code to get in there? And I couldn't get in there, which is strange, because if he's good and he makes money on the stream, I'll pay $100. But you've got to offer people a free trial. He said to me, I asked him for a free trial, and he said, there's plenty of videos on there of mine, but it's showing you clip hits. I want to see him trade, and I want to see what sort of trades he takes. I don't want to see an edited version. I want to see a live trade. And if I think he's as good as he seems to be, then I'll pay $100, and I think a lot more people would. I've got no problem with paying for it if he's good, because my plan is to slowly incorporate being able to swing more. But look at that, it's just shit, isn't it? Time for me to go, actually, so I'm going to take a quick photo of this. 20 seconds, 6, 23. There you go, that's mine done for the day. I got no idea where it's coming down. There is a failure there, which is triggered. It might come flying down, but it just might trigger you and go up. It's just Chop City. It's a tough day to trade, actually. Apart from that one, it's bouncing all over the places. Up, down, this, that, and the other. Not interested. So, excuse me a sec. Harjit, trading with Travis. Good trader shows live trades. I'll have a look at them. I'll have a look at that. Okay, so that's me for the day. Appreciate all your comments. Bit of a frustrating day. Lots of chop. Trouble is, I've traded in this before, and it triggers one, stops you out, triggers another, stops you out. It's just shit, in all fairness. Now, it's moving a bit like this, and I think it's probably just going to tank, but there is a failure there, but I'm just not getting involved in that. You're asking to be chopped up. So that's me done for the day. He does sell a course, does he? I'll check him out on YouTube. Travis, trading with Travis. I might have seen him. He's about to roll over. You think so? You're on about downwards, are you, Harjit? Yeah, it's just... Yeah, the safest thing, the sensible thing for me to do, I'm down a bit, but that's fine. But the safest thing, just walk away, live to fight another day. And I'm doing that more and more now, and it's working out okay. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating over a bunch of accounts, but you just trade these at an individual account. You get another one trade tomorrow, 3.5 points, you got your money back. So, but days like this, just, shame about that one, but there you go. Sometimes just things happen, don't you? But I think the people that last are the people that just can walk away at the end of the day, and I'm finding it easier to do that now. It's not bothering me. So I appreciate all your comments, guys. Yeah, see you later, Osam and you, Harjit. Appreciate all your comments. And I will be back again same time tomorrow, and hopefully ETR's quite high today as well, so risks are a little bit higher. So hopefully we may get a better day tomorrow. So that's it. Travis mostly trades MNQ. Right, okay. Fair enough. See you. Yeah, bye, David. So, appreciate your comments. Stay safe, and I will see you all again same time tomorrow. Bye.